Well, to try and reinvigorate attention for the plight of these girls, a series of events are being held in Nigeria and around the world. In Abuja, the pandemic may have stopped campaigners from assembling at the Unity Fountain as they normally would, but some ambassadors stood at a protest ground in Asokoro pleading for the release of the girls, while Chibok community leaders and parents joined in virtually.
Sincerely, we are in trouble. Each time we remember our daughter, we feel bad, and Nigerian government have forgotten about us. They have not said anything again. We only hear all the children have been released, but ours are still in captivity.
We're in trouble. We are pained. We don't have peace of mind. It's not easy every day. We are in tears. We always remember the other 82 that were released. We thought our own children will also be out soon. If not for the group of Bring Back Our Girls and our chairman and Madam Obi, no efforts from government. What I want to tell them, if they trust in God, one day they will be released. They should keep praying in their hearts, even in the tough times that they are facing.
Well, we did invite the governor of Borno State, Babagana Zulum, on the show tonight. He hasn't accepted, but he has issued a statement to mark the anniversary. He says, as a father of daughters, I can't even imagine the pains of having one's daughter held by terrorists for as long as 7 years.
Well, he adds, I urge parents to pause for a while, no matter how brief, to imagine how it might feel to have one's daughter abducted and held for more than 2,549 days so far. Parents of Chibok schoolgirls have been devastated, yet they have demonstrated faith and strength in the hope of reconnecting with their missing daughters.
He says they deserve our continued empathy, our compassion, our support, and most importantly, sharing their optimism. The president has shown me that he is not losing hope. He is not happy until the remaining girls are freed.
Well, we have Florence Ozor from Bring Back Our Girls, a group which campaigns for the return of all abducted girls in Nigeria, not just the Chibok girls, the 112 of them. Thank you so much, Florence, for joining us. What a good work you've been doing, trying to keep this, you know, in public view for as long as 7 years. It feels like an eternity, doesn't it? But let's talk about the theme for today. You had this event today.
Yes, we did.
Closure and disclosure. Help us understand what that
so
means.
the theme for today is disclosure and closure. Under the Jonathan administration, when the girls were abducted and he did nothing, 3 weeks after, he put a committee together, headed by Brigadier General Ibrahim Sabo. And there was a fact-finding committee to find out what had happened, because there was a lot of doubts in his government at the time if girls were indeed taken. This committee did submit its report 20th of June 2014, and the president did mention that they were going to make some of those informations public, a redacted version of some sort. Yeah. Now, until he left office in 2015, nothing was disclosed from that particular report other than the number of girls who were taken at the time, the number of girls who did escape, and how many girls were still remaining in captivity at the time, 219. The President Muhammadu Buhari's administration came into office, and nothing has been said about that report. It's gathering dust on the shelves of both administrations at the time, including this present one, and was saying, what is in that report? You do not constitute a fact-finding committee for the report to gather dust. These are lives we are talking about. Is there a nexus between the Chibok girls' abduction and the subsequent abductions that we have seen? Are there recommendations in that report that ought to have been implemented to avert this, merchandising of children, school children? So we're saying disclose what is in that report and bring a closure to this tragedy. 7 years is too long.
Okay, so we have a situation on our hands where there was no disclosure as to what was in this report, and there's not been any closure. Rather than have a closure on one, we have had incident upon incident upon incident. Now we're where we are today. What is Bring Back Our Girls saying to the government, especially 7 years on?
Bring Back Our Girls have always had a singularity of purpose. Bring back our girls now and alive. It is a constitutional duty. Nobody is doing anybody a favor. So when you see the levity with which this issue is treated, you tend to wonder, is this a joke? We're talking people's children. So our mandate hasn't changed. Our demand has not changed. Bring back our girls now and alive. The parents are in pain. You cannot treat their grief with indifference. It is neither right before the law, neither is it right before God.
Well, the governor of Borno State, Babagana Zulum, says the schoolgirls, as well as others that have been abducted, will be brought back, in spite of the fact that 7 years after. And you are insisting that they should be brought back. Do you genuinely have reason to believe that this 112 are in a place where they can even be brought back in the first place? What do you think their state is now, 7 years after?
First, on the speech of the governor, words are good, actions are better. Bring them back. Enough of words. We've been speaking the same words for 7 years. Just bring them back. It's not enough to show empathy. Match it with action. Bring them back. You know, sometimes you say, these girls have been gone for too long. What is their state? In what condition are they in? Some of the ones who returned came back with children. These parents don't see any of that. They just want their children back, in whatever state or form. Bring them back alive. And that's what we're saying. It's irrelevant what state they're in, just bring them back.
When you're hearing empathy and sympathy and understanding and a desire to help, and you have a situation where some of the parents are saying that they've not had anything from anybody in government for more than 2-3 years, what's going through your mind? And has Bring Back Our Girls being able to engage anybody in government in recent time?
Both administrations have been, well, you know, the former administration was adversarial to the movement. The President Muhammadu Buhari's administration is also adversarial to the movement. And that's immaterial, because our mandate is also clear. We will challenge the government irrespective. However, we still continue to demand that the girls be brought back. Empathy is good. Action is better. Just like you said. And I wonder, when last did you visit Chibok community? And would you say, I mean, what can you tell us in terms of their psychological state, mental, physical? What can you really tell us about the situation there? Over the years, about 20 parents have died. Over the years, a number of BBOG members continue to support these parents with money, with support, psychosocial support. A number of these parents are sick. Reverend Enoch has 2 daughters. Stroke, he has stroke. He's sick. A number of them have hypertension, BP issues, and all of those things. So you actually can put into words what these parents are going through. Every time they see you as BBOG, they're expecting some information, like you are the government, that they see. Is there any information? But you're also a citizen. There have been allegations that some of the parents might be trying to monetize the unfortunate abduction of their children, and that maybe the BBOG too is looking for something other than the issue of these girls coming back or returning. What do you have to say about that? I'm not going to dwell so much on it, other than the fact that both administrations have always engaged the machinery of propaganda to discredit both the parents and the movement. All of the stories would not even arise if they simply do their job. How can parents whose children are taken be in a position to want to monetize their children? How can you even come up with such a rumor? How can you even generate such a... It's unfair. It's unfair. You do not continue to victimize the victims just to look good.
I do wonder sometimes that, does it cross your mind that it looks like the government of President Jonathan, former President Jonathan, and the current government just don't seem to care about these people?
President Goodluck Jonathan, on the issue of the Chibok girls, was grossly incompetent. Incompetence is the reason why we're here. We lost
very
advantage.
Strong word too.
Oh, and I'm not mincing my words. I'm very clear about it. If they had done what they ought to have done in the first place, we would not be here. They wasted time. They didn't pursue the abductors. You see the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari, who campaigned on the promise of bringing back the Chibok girls, who, in his inauguration address, referenced that the fight, we cannot say we have defeated Boko Haram until the girls are brought back. Yet, December 25th, 2015, before any girl was even brought back, he had come out to say that we have technically defeated Boko Haram. He is also incompetent, grossly, and capping that of the former administration. Incompetence is the reason why we're here.
And 7 years now, what next? Okay, we have to go now. Thank you so much, Florence Ozor, Bring Back Our Girls group. We hope the next time you're here, we'll have better news.